Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Anthony. I am of this age, which I can't say because I'll probably get taken down. And I've had a few crazy drug experiences in my life. One of them being mushrooms, a drug that I will never, ever take again. Before I get into this video, that doesn't mean it was all bad. It's just one of those things, everyone experiences it differently. Okay, so the start of the day, I had texted this guy I was working for at the time, working as in selling substances that I shouldn't have, and I told him I'd be working today. And at this period of my time, I didn't care what I was doing. It's like as long as I got high or stoned, I was down to do it. So I got into work, and straight off the bat, I was with my friend, and I was like, you know what, I want to get high. I want to do something. Could be anything. I was quite into MDMA at the time. Um, Still kind of am. I guess I'm on the MDMA come down right now. I find it kind of nerve relaxing to make these sort of videos while I'm on the come down. But yeah, I said to my friend, I really want to be on something. I don't want to be sober. And I guess I kind of landed on mushrooms somehow. Um, I'm not sure what sort of mushrooms they were, but they were quite bluish, like a blue fungi. They looked pretty cool. They didn't taste very cool though. I picked them up, and I had to work these off as well. In my shift, I didn't have the cash to cover it, um, which became a bit of a problem later on. But you'll hear. Um, so I picked up the mushrooms while I was still working. I was advised to take them when I wasn't working, but I didn't listen, and I picked up a 3.5, which for my body weight, it does you over. So I went across the road to Sainsbury's to get something to eat so I could, just chuck it in a sandwich. Um, I put them in a sandwich thinking it would hide the bad taste, and it really, really didn't. These were god awful. Um, Genuinely, I was basically eating mold. It wasn't very nice. Eventually, I just kind of thought it'd be easier to swallow the mushrooms as a whole, so I ripped them up into little bits and then straight down the gob. I went back over to where I was working. I hit a few sales, nothing big, but I got it done. And then I entered the giggle phase of the mushrooms, where everything made me happy. And I don't know if this was placebo because it was so early on, but things seemed like they were subtly moving. But the first big thing I noticed was patterns in the sky. I can't remember exactly what patterns, but I think they were close of the back of a fancy deck of cards, like called I guess sort of triangular whatever you know shapes on the back. But it was green. The patterns were green. I remember that. Eventually, it was getting dark. This wasn't quite that long ago, so it gets dark here quite early. And I noticed that everything looked so hyper real, like so I guess I don't know, alive, but not really alive because I could notice every single little, you know, flaw, every detail about everything I was looking at. It was weird, and eventually it was just making me panic. I had to hit a few more sales again. I was meant to be working while this was all going on. Um, but I had no clue what I was doing, and I was off the mushrooms. I was like speaking tongues, like I was trying to speak to people, and I just wasn't understanding. Nothing was going through my brain. It was like into this ear, out of this one. It was mental. I was panicked the fuck out because one of the sales I'd done, I fucked it up. I gave him £10, making his purchase free. I don't know why the fuck I did that. My boss didn't know either, but because of this little mistake, I was tweaking the fuck out. Like it seemed like everything in my life was going to shit because of that one simple mistake. And all I could think about was the only way to end this is to actually off myself. Um, it was quite mental. I looked at the time. I'd only been working for about 3 hours, but it felt like 10 years. So this definitely set me on edge more. It's like, how long do I have to do this for? Is it gonna feel like eternity? Um, so I called my boss. I was like, look, I'm gonna have to jump off early, and he was so pissed off. And I've never worked for him again properly since this. Because I hadn't worked off the mushrooms, like I was still in debt, and he told me I'd have to work them off another day. Okay, whatever. I just wanted to get home. Get off these fucking mushrooms. I was walking down this busy road back to my house, and everything again, it was just so hyper real. I was so aware of everything, and it was horrible. It was so horrible. I'm still with my friend. He's telling me this whole way, calm down, calm down. It's not that bad. And I said, yeah, but I fucked up. I fucked up. And again, the only way out of this I thought was to, off myself. Um, which is no thought anyone should be having, let alone someone on mushrooms. I think it makes you quite influenced, maybe. So yeah, I continue my walk home, and I live in a care home as well. So situation could have been worse. Like if I had actual parents, I'd probably get the whipping of a lifetime, but I didn't. So I got home. I knocked on the door, still with my friend. I said, "Look, I've taken too many mushrooms. I'm freaking the fuck out. I don't feel good." Um, the poor carer, she was absolutely speechless. Didn't know what to say. Sorry if you're watching. Um, big fuck up on my end. I didn't mean to freak you out. Um, she opened the door for me. I went straight in. I went straight upstairs. Um, I got into my bedroom and I just looked around and everything was so gloomy and depressing. I think it's my light bulb. Like this bright lighting you're seeing here is my main light and it's quite gloomy, so it can be quite depressing even when I'm sober. I should get it changed really. But I sat down on my chair and I got I got into ChatGPT and I still have the messages of what I said to ChatGPT somewhere. Yeah, so I messaged ChatGPT. The first thing I said was bad mushroom trip, and then they basically told me some grounding steps, so reminding myself it's temporary, changing my environment, which was the one that worked in the end. Um, Breathe slowly, hydrate, stuff like that. Listen to music. Um, and the next thing I put was explain ego death because ego death was something I'd heard about from other people. I've done mushrooms, like a lot of mushrooms, and I guess became sort of detached, which is what happened to me. Um, so to clear it up, ego death is a term often used in psychedelic experiences, like with mushrooms, LSD, or DMT. It describes a temporary loss of the sense of self, like the feeling that your usual I, me, or my identity has dissolved or disappeared. Um, so yeah, that's basically what it told me. And then I said, I feel as if nothing is there, but still aware of others that might feel pissed off with me, and I'm hyper aware of everything. Um, Again, they gave me some more grounding steps, anchoring to my body. I didn't even read these properly. I'm just noticing. Soften my environment. Um, Remind myself what's happening, stuff like that. 5 minutes pass, and I notice everything is a bit more peaceful than it was outside. So I messaged ChatGPT. I said, I feel more at peace now than I did 5 minutes ago. Is this explainable? They replied, yeah. Basically, fuck yeah. Okay, good. Good sign. I said, I still feel like nothing is real, but I see life a lot differently now, like I see it for its true self. I feel as if I could change me, wear different clothes, get piercings, so and so, and there wouldn't be consequences. Now, this is where I get to the good bit of mushrooms. Because as bad as it was, it really helped me find me and find my personality. Um, I mean, before this fucking kid you're looking at now, I was, I guess, a proper road man. I mean, there we go, bad man things. And then after I done mushrooms, I was like, no, I can be more open about who I am instead of following a crowd. And that's exactly what I did. Ever since that trip, I have felt more open and woke to myself, or my own personality, I guess, whatever woke means now. So, as frightening as it was also eye-opening and I guess mind-strengthening. But I would never do it again, ever. It was a very scary experiences, and well, sorry, I'm stuttering. At the start of it, I definitely thought that I was going to end up unalived. Um, so it's definitely frightening, and um, as peaceful as it was, it's just not worth risking my life over. You can do a drug so many times and have one bad trip. That's the advice I give to people. If you're not in the right mental state in the first place, don't do the drug. It will make you easily influenced, or you could be expecting a good trip, or you could expect to feel amazing, but really, you know, what could actually happen is you could harm yourself. So don't take it too. So don't take drugs lightly. It's drugs are very amazing because I guess it's limitless to what they can do. But because it's limitless, there's dangers. If there wasn't dangers, it wouldn't be limitless. But yeah, that is my first and last mushroom trip ever. Probably. Maybe. We'll come back to it. So thank you for watching. I hope this helps at least one person in some way. It definitely helps me just to make these videos while I'm here on a god awful come down. But yeah, remember, be safe, be hydrated, make sure you're in the right mental state, love yourself, and yeah, and that's it. Okay, bye bye.